Hey everybody, my name's Noreen McDonald. Welcome to this Tuesday night call. I am very excited to see so many faces on the call, and if you're listening to the recording, we're seriously stoked that you're listening to the recording. So tonight we're just going to be sharing with you from our hearts. We have an awesome lineup of speakers. We are a global business, so we have people from all different parts of the world on the call, but also lots of people from around the world that are going to be listening to the recording of the call. So what is the purpose of this call? We want to shine some light on what we think is an incredible way of life. And we're going to showcase to you and answer some of the most common questions that we get asked about what we do. So what is it that we do? Well, what we do is we inspire people towards healthy living. Our motto literally is to inspire healthy living around the world, and we do it with so much fun. We're building awesome communities all around the world and in our local communities, and just raising people up and allowing people to dream again. I think that's the really important part of what we do. We're helping people to get out of the 9-to-5 grind. We're helping people to travel the world and to earn an income. We're helping parents. We're helping young people, old people. The thing I love about our business is that there's no one model. So our business fits all ages. You don't have to have an education. It literally is a business where we get to train you and help you along the way. So I really want to encourage you to stay on for the end of the call. It's only half an hour tops, and we have some awesome speakers, and I want you to really hear their stories at the end. So my name's Noreen McDonald. I'm going to briefly run through the product. I am a naturopath, so I really like speaking about the product because speaking about supplementation is something that I've done for 20 years. And it wasn't until about 2 years ago that I'd made a decision to only start to use whole food supplementation with my clients. And what I've seen since doing that, and Juice Plus is obviously a massive part of that, is some really incredible changes in people. And I realized as a naturopath, as a health professional, I was still looking at the human body and pulling it apart. So I was giving people a supplement for their adrenals, their pituitary gland, their large intestine. And what I've discovered, and you guys probably already know this, but it's funny how being in a health profession, you can tend to forget that, is that it's what our grandparents said. It's what our mums and dads said. It's fruits and vegetables, right? We need to eat more of them. We don't eat enough of them globally. We have a massive deficit on nutrition. We're more stressed than ever before. We live in a fast-paced world. We have more on our plates, and unfortunately the nutritional quality of food is going down, it's not going up. So we have this massive gap, and that's why I think we have such a huge prevalence of all of those disease states that you probably know of, people that are going through it. Cardiovascular disease, diabetes, irritable bowel syndrome, hormone stuff, people that are taking lots of medications, eczema, autoimmunity, the list goes on. So right then when I was saying those things, you probably could think of, oh yeah, that person's got that person's got that, I've got that. And so what I think we have here is a gift, because you don't have to be a health professional to literally help to change people's health. And that's what I love. So let's talk about what Juice Plus actually is, so you know. So here we have our beautiful, aren't they nice colours? I just love the colours of them too. They make me feel happy sitting up on my shelf. So this is the fruit blend, this is the berry blend, and this is the vegetable blend. And you know what? When you open up the capsules, they taste just like those things because that's what they are. Okay, in this premium pack, you've got over 30 varieties of fruits, vegetables, and berries. The key to it, guys, is that it's vine ripened. When you're going into your supermarket nowadays, we're just not seeing produce that has just been picked, apart from obviously your farmers markets, but a lot of the stuff in the supermarkets is picked way before maturity. So when things are mature on the vine or the plant, they have maximum nutrient density. And Juice Plus farmers, we know we have records that go back 3 generations, and we look after our farmers. So they look after the produce, and we have prime produce, which is awesome. It's plucked, it's pulped, it's dehydrated, so the water and the fructose is taken out, and all you're left with is this whole food concentrate put into a vegan capsule. It's super simple, easy, and convenient. What I love is that I'm a busy mum. You're probably really busy in your life, and I don't have time. I know that might sound like an excuse, and I'm a naturopath, so naughty me, but I don't have time. I don't make time to juice every single day. And to be honest, in the middle of winter, I don't feel like a juice. But the one thing I have done every single day for the last 2 years is to take these two capsules of each, big glass of water, and I'm done. I've got the nutrition of over 30 plants flooding my body, nourishing my cells, detoxifying my body. So I love the ease of it. Now we've got these beauties. These are the vegetable and these are the fruit. These are the soft chews. So these are really great for kids, but also for adults that don't like to swallow capsules. And I was just chowing down on these before. I like to snack on these too. And I do get told off by my son. So the other thing I love about Juice Plus, it's a company with heart. One of our charities is actually children, because we have a worldwide children's health study where we have over 1 million children taking these products for free, because when an adult orders the capsules, you get to sponsor a child aged between 4 to 17 years of age for a maximum of 4 years. I mean, where else do you find a product that says, oh, we're just going to give it free to the kids? So awesome. My son Bo's been taking these for 2 years, and I'm not joking you, he has not been sick for 2 years. So as a parent, that is huge. I know I'm doing a great job for him, and he doesn't know he's eating spinach and parsley and kale and all those sorts of things in there. So it's great. And the other product that we have is the Juice Plus Complete. This is literally, for me, superfood in a sachet. It's a plant-based protein. It's got a fibre blend, ancient grain blend. It's got things like spirulina and mushroom powder. It's got prebiotics for your gut. So it's an all-round super smoothie. You can make it simple with water or coconut water in a shaker, or you can chuck it in a blender like I do every morning with homemade almond milk, banana, some greens. You can superfood it up. My son and I have one of these every single morning. And when I have this followed by my capsules, I know I'm walking out of my front door with 50 plus superfoods floating around in my bloodstream. And I tell you what, starting a day like that compared to tea and coffee and toast, completely different. I don't get hungry until probably 11:30. So that's the product range. It's very simple. It's plants, so we know it's good for us. I do believe that there's a magic that occurs in plants that's handed through to our body. It's what was put on the earth for us to eat. So when you flood your body with that type of nutrition, you start to see some results. Now, we do have science. I come from a science background, and we are the most researched nutritional brand name on the planet. I'm so proud every time I say that, because we have the science. We're published in medical journals. If you need or want to see the science, then reach out to the person who introduced you to Juice Plus, and they'll be happy to show you where to find those studies. But what I really love is bringing it to life. So tonight we're going to have a few people sharing on the call about what Juice Plus has actually done for them in their life. So we're going to start with the beautiful Steph, who's going to share.
Hi everyone, I'm Stephanie, and I've been on Juice Plus products for 4 months now. And when I started, the reason why I started was because I really wanted to invest in my health. I'm a massage therapist and I get really busy, and I didn't want to be sick. So Juice Plus came into my life and I was like, yes. I also have a 4-year-old son, and after breastfeeding and doing all that, I just started gouging out and eating whatever I wanted, and I was getting bigger and bigger, and I got to a size 14, and in 4 months I am now a size 12. And I've been loving the juice, not just the products but also the programs that you get with Juice Plus. So that's resulted in weight loss for me, and and I love it. It's really awesome.
Awesome. Thanks, Steph. That is fantastic. We know we love to hear results like those. Absolutely. I'm going to flick it over to Stacey, who's going to share her product story with all of you.
Hi everyone. So I started taking Juice Plus, it's over a year ago now. And when Juice Plus came into my life, I had not long had a baby. So I've always been sort of a high energy, happy-go-lucky, busy kind of person. And having a baby changed all of that, as I'm sure most new mums can relate to. So my energy was depleted from the sleepless nights. The tiredness was overwhelming. And because of that, it really affected my moods. So I was cranky. I snapped at my older child and my husband. I struggled to keep up with the day-to-day tasks, and I started feeling really bad because I wasn't keeping up, and a bit of a failure, really. So I went along to a Juice Plus presentation, and you know, and I have to say I completely got it. It made absolute complete sense to me. And I knew that myself and my family weren't getting the nutrients that we needed, and that we weren't eating very well. So at that time, it was all about, you know, fast and easy foods, to be honest. So I decided to give them a go, and I have to say 2 weeks into taking the product, it was honestly like someone had flipped a switch, and I woke up one morning and I just had energy to burn, and it lasted right throughout the day. I didn't get any sort of a slump like you do sort of in the afternoon, and I felt great, and that has been me ever since. So I have to say I'm a different person now than what I was before I started taking Juice Plus. Like I said, my energy's been taken to a different level, and I've noticed other benefits as well, like increased immunity for myself and my family. And, you know, stronger hair, look at it, it's full on. Stronger nails, you know, better skin. And I have more motivation to do more things. I have better relationships with my kids and my husband, and I am completely thankful that Juice Plus came into my life, and it will continue to be in my life for as long as, forever.
Awesome. Thank you, Stacey. We love that. We love helping new mums, because I certainly know how that feels when you're just like dragging your feet through the mud. We're just going to hand it over to the gorgeous Lisa, who's going to share her story with us.
Thanks, Norse. Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa. I've been on the products about as long as Stacey, really, just over a year. And I was actually looking for something just to improve my overall health. I knew I wasn't eating completely right, and I needed that extra boost. And it just so happened I knew a friend of mine actually introduced me to it. So that was really cool. And I didn't really notice anything, because I wasn't a person that had the slump in the afternoon at work or anything like that. I just wanted that boost. So taking it, I knew I was getting all these extra nutrients in my body. But the unexpected thing that happened was that I'd been taking them for a couple of months, and I was going to this course, and I always sat next to the same girl, and she just turned to me one day and she said, "Gosh, your skin looks gorgeous." And I was really taken by surprise, because no one's ever complimented me on my skin. And unlike Stacey, I have 2 teenagers. So, you know, you don't feel like your skin looks all that good after you've done the long miles and things. So I also did notice that my fingernails grew really fast, and they got really strong, which for me, being a lazy person, was a pain. Because I had to start looking after them, and then I was starting to scratch myself, and I just wasn't used to it. So it's pretty cool. I've always keep them long now. But the major thing for me was in month 5, and I just started a new training regime, and I thought, man, this is going to kick my butt. And I managed to run faster than I'd ever run before on a long run. I improved my time, but the major thing for me was the recovery. And usually I'd be sore for days, and really sore, but my recovery was absolutely amazing. I was sore the next day, and then the next day after that, usually that's the worst, it was the best. So I was really happy with that. So for me, it's given me extra stamina, and I love it. So I'm very grateful to have it in my life.
Awesome. Thanks, Lisa. Thanks to all of you beautiful ladies for sharing and giving us the real deal about how this is actually feeling for so many people across the world. So now we're going to just shift gears a little bit. I'm going to hand you over to an absolutely gorgeous couple that we are super lucky to have on the call. Valerie and Sunny Gamer are tuning in all the way from Perth, Australia, and they're going to talk a little bit more about the products and mainly about the business and how it has changed their lives.
Yeah, thank you guys.
Thank you guys.
Thanks so much for having us. Look, firstly, I'm just going to touch on, the business for the next 10 minutes and then wrap up. But, what I'm going to share with you guys isn't really possible without these transformations, without these amazing stories from the product, which is 100% bulletproof, absolutely bulletproof. From my heart condition and ultimately, sitting down one day with my surgeon and him postponing my third surgery after 2 years on Juice Plus, that was the telltale sign that we were doing something right and we made the right choice, going down a holistic way of life. But to be honest with you, now since we've aligned ourselves with the company and the product since 2012, I truly believe the business changes just as many lives, if not more, to be honest with you. So over the next 10 minutes, I'd love for you guys to just have an open mind. Right, really have an open mind and think outside the square and think outside the box, because in the beginning I didn't, and that was probably our downfall. Would you guys notice, and would you agree, write it in the chat if you want, have you noticed that there's a shift in the way people are doing business now, how small businesses are doing business, how now it's very much the rise of the entrepreneur, right? How a stay-at-home mum, how a Gen Y, how somebody going into retirement can now self-sufficiently fund themselves into a better way of life, right? Because now everything is going online. Everybody's using social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, etc., right? It gives us a platform to showcase what we have to offer as individuals, to add value to people's lives. And ultimately, that's what we do in this business. We get to add value to people's lives. We get to, give people the opportunity, right, to get away from the 9-to-5 grind, right? So I want you guys to have an open mind. Can you believe, I listened to this the other day on a Gary Vee podcast. Can you believe that from the beginning of time, and I'm talking dinosaurs, right, from the beginning of time till 2013, that amount of data that went out to radio, TV, on the internet, right, etc., in paper, that amount of data is now going online, right, generally through Facebook and Instagram every 48 hours, right? So that's how much content people are putting out. That's how much people are using online forums, and mostly Facebook, right? How many billion people use Facebook? So here we have a business model that we get to use on Facebook, because Facebook ultimately is a free way to advertise your life, advertise the business model, and ultimately what we do in this business and what we are is just a distribution referral based company. It's as simple as that. We get compensated from the company to refer the product, refer the programs, and share the business, and ultimately change people's lives and transform people's lives. It's as simple as that. We obviously have the network marketing side of it on the back end that's attached to the business model that allows normal people like you and I the opportunity to create generational wealth. This is wealth when you get to the national marketing director's position like Val. We sign the contract that our wealth and our business gets handed over to our kids. How cool is that, right? Like, this is going to get handed down from generation to generation and generation, and it will never stop growing. Once you start to build it, it organically grows, right? And it's something that's never going to go out of fashion. If anything, good produce is only going to become harder and harder to get. So here we have the solution for people. Can you believe it, right? Now, we are pioneers in the health industry. Here we have Blackmores, which is one of the world's leading multivitamin companies. They've come to Juice Plus and said, we want to now encapsulate a fruit and vegetable supplement. Can we use all your resources and all your blenders? Of course, Juice Plus said, no, that's ridiculous. That's not going to happen. Juice Plus is a 40-year-old company, right? The product has been around the States for 25 years, close to 20 in Australia, right? We are pioneers in the whole food nutrition company, hence the reason why we have the 35 medical journals, right? And no other company comes close. And then we've got this amazing business model attached to it where simply we get to share this on a daily basis in and around our life. Hence how, since 2013, we've been able to build this business, and more so Val, as a stay-at-home mum, in and around our stolen moments. You know, we decided that we wanted to change in our life. We had some pains. You know, here I was working in construction, owning my own business, but my business actually owned me. I was actually just an employee to a company called Elite Limestone. Even though I owned it, who cares? It owned me, right? I used to get home after 12 hours and do paperwork. But this is the nature of small business in today's day and age. Unfortunately, it's a grind, it's a hustle, and it's way beyond 9 to 5, right? So we chose, instead of, you know, watching a rerun of NCIS, right, for the third time, that we would connect with people. We would show people that there is a better way, that there is hope. And all we shared with them and all we gave people was hope and inspiration of a better way, right? Of a product that can transform lives and a business model, right, that you can tailor around your lifestyle. It's as simple as that. The reality is this whole business can change and it can start to organically grow through sharing it just with one person. And that's how it honestly took off with us. Simple as that. We just happened to find a young girl straight away within our first 3 months, right? And it aligned with everything that she was about as a personal trainer, and away we went. And that's how we've, you know, started and built our business all the way to 6 figures plus over the last 36 months. Now that's a short amount of time for a business. And you think about it, you know, in a normal traditional business, it might take you 30 years to work your way up the corporate ladder. But here in our business model, we do call it the 4-year career, right? Why? Because you can compress 40 years into 48 months in this business and create a 6-figure income. That's the reality of it. The beautiful thing is that with our business model, how we've simplified it, with our programs, with our product that just sells itself, so to speak, because people transform their lives, whether they like it or not. The product works. It's not as if people try it and we'll see what it does for them. It works, right? People are now starting to build these businesses within 12 to 24 months to 6 figures. It's truly incredible, right? So here you have a franchise. And if you're going to start a business these days, franchises are very, very safe because you get a tried and proven system, right? Whether it be a Subway, I mean, you'd never buy a McDonald's, but they're a money maker machine. Like if you think about it, McDonald's is probably pretty much the biggest property developer in the world. They just buy up land and stick the golden arches on it, right? Let's be real, okay? So you think about franchises, they work. But the reality is franchises cost a lot of money. If you want an Anytime Fitness, if you want a Subway, if you want a sports store, they cost a lot. You've got to pay royalties to that company to have that. But it works. So here we have a business model that's proven, that works, that you can create, and it's risk-free, right? Because how we get paid is 3 different ways. We get paid a retail sales profit. So the company says to you and to us, every time that we share the product with our friends, family, and people that we know, we're going to reimburse you. We're going to compensate you for that, and you get a retail sales profit every time you share it. Then also we get monthly commission. Now, I like to call that team building because I guarantee you if you go through your phone list, if you go through your Facebook list, your Instagram list, you are going to find 3 to 5 people that need a health upgrade, right? Nod your head in agreement if you know somebody who needs a health upgrade. Yeah, we all do. Now, would you agree that you probably will know 3 to 5 people that could do with an extra income stream, right? To pay those bills off coming into Christmas, for more Christmas presents, a little extra holiday away with the kids. Do we all know somebody? Absolutely. So guess what? You're going to start to build your own business, right? Organically. This is what happens. And this is the beautiful thing about our business, right? So with that, you start to get monthly commission every single month. That's the residual side, right, to the income stream. Very different from your 9 to 5 where somebody determines what you're worth and you've got to clock in and clock out, etc., right? If you want to make more money, you've got to work overtime, etc. It doesn't work like this. Ours is purely, your income is purely a reflection on how many people you can share it with, right? And then also there's a bonus system alongside this company. Now, there's no quotas. There's no end of month, somebody ringing up and saying you've got to do X, Y, and Z. You can simply and purely do this business at your own pace. It's brilliant, right? We've known lots of people that have built really successful businesses, taken off to Europe for 6 months, right? You stay at the same position. You never lose the position that you earn in the company. Come back 6 months later, fall straight back into the business, and away you go. It's beautiful. But if you don't want to just dip your toes in, if you do want to treat it like a business, there is some incredible bonuses along the way. So if you're new and you're watching the recording, you're on here tonight, and you decide that you'd love to give this a go, from the moment you say yes until you're a national marketing director where Val is right now, and she did this with 2 kids at home over a 36-month period, 24-month period, right? There's over $15,000 worth of bonus money, and that bonus can continue on forever and a day, right? So the more you help your team share the mission, which is to better the health and lives of everyone around the world, you get compensated from the company for that, right? It's purely, purely beautiful. So it's as simple as, I ask you, do you know somebody that could do with a health upgrade? Do you know somebody that could do with extra income? Here we were, and I was working the 40, 50, 60-hour weeks. I was doing 5, 6, sometimes 7 days a week, right? Can you believe after 12 years of business, right, this last school holidays was the first school holidays I've ever had off in the middle of the year with my kids. And you know how that was possible? Because in March, I was able to sell my traditional business, and now I work from home with Val, right? Now I'm 36. There's not many guys that can retire at 36 into something like this, into a 6-figure residual income. But this is the beautiful thing about it, right? It's not rocket science. I never finished high school. Val never went to uni. There's no degrees under our belts under this roof. But we had a desire, a will to change our life. We had a desire and a will to have a better way of life for our family and kids. And we knew that there was a better way than a 9-to-5 grind, right? We went to an event. We saw people, right, like you guys on the call tonight, that were simply starting to make some positive changes in their life, right, to really start to create something amazing for themselves, their family, their friends, right? And they were normal, everyday people. And we come away and we just thought, if they can do it, well, we can do it. Why not? And that's where we started. Just one step, 1 foot in front of the other. It's as simple as that. So I ask you guys, honestly, if you've got some pains in your life, if you feel that you're worth more, if you're worth more than what you're getting paid, if you're wanting more from life, if you're wanting to travel more, if you want more time with your kids, with your grandkids, yeah, there's some thumbs up there. Absolutely. People out there are struggling right now. The reality is that it's very, very easy and simple to create a side hustle on the side, a plan B that ultimately, if you wish it to be, can be a plan A, right? Because Juice Plus and what we do, this business model, is simply and purely a vehicle to get you from where you are right now to where you want to be in life. And I ask you, is your current job or business going to deliver that? Have a think and fast forward, right? Have a look at the last 5 years of your life. Fold it over, and that'll be the next 5 years if you don't make some changes. Have a look 10, 20 years down the track. Where do you see yourself? Is what you're doing right now going to set you up for financial freedom, for time freedom, to ultimately own your own life, design your own life? If it doesn't, and you want it to be, honestly, we looked and looked and looked, and this is the only business model that really aligned with us, right? Everything from the compensation plan to the company to the product, to everything about it, and the transparency of everything. Like Noreen said, it's third generation farming. We've been to head office. We sat at the table with the owner of the company, who's a billionaire, and had a cup of coffee with him. He's just a normal bloke. It's ridiculous. But that's the beautiful thing about this company. It's all heart. It's all soul. And that's what we're about. And the beautiful thing is, on a daily basis, you get to transform people's lives. So I ask you, does that align with you? Does something like this really, honestly, deep within you align with you? Because if it does, you need to get off the call. You need to speak with the person who, shared this with you and say, I'm in. Don't worry about the how-to and how long it's going to take and what's going to happen next. Just say yes, because we didn't know how. We weren't sure, but we knew it was a better way. And we just thought, if somebody else can do it and they're normal, everyday people, so can we. So that's us, Noreen. I don't know if you wanted to get anybody else to share or anything, but that's the 30-minute mark. I'm a minute over. My apologies.
That was awesome. I think did everything that needed to be said. These guys are super inspirational guys. So Thanks for sharing. Thanks to all the other speakers. And exactly like Sunny said, you know, if there's anything, and I mean, I can't believe if you're listening to the recording, how can there not be something? I love the fact that this business is available for people that want more out of life. It's so simple. And anyone can do it. So please don't hesitate to reach out to whoever invited you onto the call or whoever's sharing the recording. We love that call, Sunny. Thank you so much. See you guys. Thanks for coming on. And we're on again in 2 weeks. Same time, same place, same Zoom number. So if, exactly what Sunny said, if you know anyone, which I'm sure you'd be able to write down quite a few names, invite them onto the call. This could totally change their life. You could have given them the biggest gift of their life. Awesome.
Perfect.
Thank you, Noreen.
Thanks for having us.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.
Bye.